Hello friends, I'm here today to teach you one of the experiments that you might want to try at home for Water Week. So here are the things that you will need. First of all, wear clothes that you don't care about just in case you get dirty, or have mom give you an apron, or if you have one around. You need to have newspaper down on the counter. I'm using some food coloring today, but if you don't have food coloring, you could use paints. If you don't have paints, you could take a marker and just leave it in the water and it will color the water. It's all about just having colored water. So those are the two things that you need for colors, or the one thing, pick one of them. Canola or some sort of oil. I'm picking canola oil because it's the cheapest that I have in my house. If you have young children at your house, you might have baby oil. They recommend baby oil because it's clear, but I've practiced with the canola oil, which has a little bit of a yellow tint to it, and it was fine. You will need a straw unless you have an eyedropper, which I do not have. So I practiced with a straw, and I can show you how to do that, and it worked fine. A spoon might be fun. I used that as well, and I'll show you how to just mess around with that. And then the container, and you want to have a piece of plain white paper to put underneath. If you don't have like construction paper or something that's white, just grab some of your junk mail and just get the white sides of the envelopes and things out, and that will give you just want to be able to see what's going to be happening here. So for my containers today, I just took a plastic egg container, and I made my little cups for my colored water. One is plain, and then I used the long part to be my dish that I'm going to be using to put my colors in. I may have to push it up a little bit so you can see that good. All right, so the oil is the base. So we're just gonna pour a little bit of this canola oil. I would not recommend using olive oil because it's just too expensive. Oh, it's probably gonna be 3/4 of a cup, maybe a half a cup. If you use a smaller container, you won't use as much. But I think that's going to be good. If I need to add more oil later, I can. And this is basically what you do. So this is Water Week. We're talking about things that are water. So this is water with just coloring in it. It's still just water. This is oil. So like bubbles, we're going to be making bubbles in the oil. So I want you to be thinking about what you see and why that happens. So I'm going to start with some blue. So what I'm doing is I'm simply sticking the end of my straw in, straight down in, and then putting my finger right over the end, picking it up. Can you see how there's a little bit of color in there? And then I'm just going to lift my finger off, and there it is. I have a nice bubble of blue. I'll do another bubble of blue over here. There's a bubble of blue. Here's another bubble. And you can just, and if you want to make one bigger, you might be able to get it. So there, made one really big. And here's another one. So you've got blue bubbles. Now I'm just going to tap my straw to get the color out of it. Remember, don't suck. These straws are not for your mouths. Don't need to go to these at all. And if the straw is too long for little hands, just shorten it. I left mine long, and it actually has this flexible thing, which is a little bit not quite so good, but I could have cut that off, but I didn't. But if this smallest straw works better for your child, go for it. So I'm just going to put some red bubbles in there. And it's so interesting to see that when the water goes in there, it does make a perfect circle.
That's pretty amazing. See if we can get a bigger one. See if we can make this one a little bigger. Okay, so I'm going to change my color, so I'm going to tap my straw once again.
So you can see if you have the white, if I just had this on the newspaper, all of that text and pictures and things would really interfere with what you can see. Water bubbles. Now, these are not actually under the oil completely. They're water on the top. They're floating on the oil. There, that looks pretty nice. And then because this oil isn't perfectly clear, I'll try a clear bubble, so you can see that. Oh, it makes a nice shadow. Do you see the shadow it makes? Maybe I can see if I can make that white clear one blue. Ooh, I did, and it mixed just like that. And then I can take my straw and just, so now we have the 3 primary colors, which are yellow, blue, and red. They make every other color. So we know that blue and yellow make green. Let's see if we can make a green. Do you see it turning green?
It's not so blue anymore, is it?
So you could just keep messing around with this. If you want to make a big bubble, you can take some in a spoon and just drop it in. Now you can sort of move them around. You can see if you can divide them. You can stir them. See, now I'm dividing just by drawing this through. You don't pick it up, but you can tip one side up a tiny bit and watch them sort of, ooh, they look like raindrops coming down, don't they? Look at the trail that one makes. And little ones, oh, they're starting to blend. Now, you know what happens when you blend all colors. You end up getting brown or black. So we have pretty much a black one there. We have some browns. We still have one clear one. Kind of give a little swirl to it. It's just really fun. It's fun if you're sitting and just doodling with it. All right, friends, have fun if you try this. Remember to be neat and tidy. Don't ever try this without your mom or dad because it's got things that would be very messy. All right, have fun. Talk to you soon.